portable power units used during disasters when you're way out and the way back. And countries with demand here talking about taking them to Himalaya, film the Dalai Lama. Two different sizes. We'll be coming out with the larger size and really lightweight, portable unit. They can be hooked up together for more battery power. You've got your outlet in the back of your PV. You've got your cigarette adapters on the end for easy use. You've got your two adapters on the front. It's a new product, and it's our app system. It's used for telecommunications power and remote areas used by the railroad. 4 batteries, charge controller inside, weatherproof case, and you can use a variety of arrays panels for your different power that you need. Charge your batteries back up. Solar Center featuring the trace inverter. It's a completely assembled home power unit. And, completely assembled, you don't have to worry about hooking things up yourself.
Together, these 2 units would power the...
We have another one which features the heart inverter, so you have variety. Features a charge controller, a new feature of a battery meter. Percentage of battery power.
Similar in function to the system that we saw previously. However, the inverter is a little bit different. The inverter gives you the opportunity to use a 240 volt generator with it. It has dual inputs for 2 phases, and you can bring up to 30 amps in on each phase. Half of that will feed the battery charger, the other half will go directly through the unit and through a transfer switch into your loads.
Only it opens. It's used a lot for water systems. Small submersibles made by Solar Jack. Tracking is perfectly matched to water pumping because the greatest increase due to tracking comes in the summer when you need the water the most. And you can get 35 to 50% more water if your panels are tracking. And next to it is our cool cell. It's a temperature regulating battery box. It makes batteries last a lot longer by keeping them cool. And also protects them against freezing. And it does that passively, just using a loop of water. It radiates and cools at night, and then during the day its thermal mass smooths out the temperature swings.
My name is Al Mullis, and we're Consolidated Electric out of Ukiah, California. We're electrical wholesalers selling AC or DC rated material. We have a wide range of material, enclosures, disconnect switches, distribution, anything to build your panels up. And we have over 350 locations nationwide. Some of our major brands are Allen Bradley, Challenger, 3M, Bussman, Gould, Omron, Rob Roy, Electromate, Hoffman. Just a wide variety of items that you would need.
The manufacturer of a wide range of charge controls and monitors for photovoltaic systems. Various functions that are provided are overcharge protection for the battery, low voltage load disconnect to protect the battery from damage due to deep discharge, various monitoring functions including charge current, discharge current, and battery voltage. And all these features can be packaged individually or in a multiple system which contains all functions in one package.
Remember that's how your eyes can look if you don't protect your eyes from the acid from batteries. If you do have acid that gets in your batteries, this is what you want to have. This is a OSHA approved 15-minute eye wash station. It's not quite portable if it's full of liquid, but it does hang on a wall. If you had your eyes exposed to acid, you would come over, pull that off.
Right now I'm doing it.
water would squirt up and flush out your eyes. You're supposed to do that for 15 minutes. Everyone who is in a battery room and exposed to corrosives or caustics needs to have this kind of protection. They also need to wear goggles or some sort of face shield. High amperage battery connectors, cable connectors. These are PMC motor controllers for electric vehicles. This is stationary sealed battery for telecommunications. Up here is a cutaway of our solar battery cells. It shows how they are constructed with the lead grid, the separators, the mats, how it's put together. Individual 2-volt cell, 1690 amp hours capacity. It's built like this so that it's portable. It can be easily and safely carried by 2 people over any kind of terrain. This is a dummy. I wouldn't be able to pick it up if it were a real cell, but if it was a complete cell, it would weigh about 250 pounds. This is the largest cell, individual cell that we carry. It is on special.
Siemens Solar. We are a manufacturer of single crystalline silicon photovoltaic modules. We carry a full line of modules from 5 watts up to 53 watts and enjoy the position of being the manufacturer with the highest conversion efficiency. We also have the largest manufacturing capacity and are steadily growing and hope to maintain our world leadership position. Our modules can be used in various applications from powering your recreational vehicle or remote home to mountaintop repeater sites, marine applications, water pumping, rather endless number of applications that require power in remote locations.
Design that's been around since 1920, the basic frame. It's out of Denmark, originally called the Long John. What I've done is taken mountain bike technology and applied it.
Bill Jurgensen to the transportation pavilion, please.
I basically have drum brakes on it, sealed bearings. I do an aluminum rack, so it's very light. This is a 2-wheel bike, so it's only as wide as the handlebars, so it's very fast in traffic, very maneuverable, slides through things, whereas if you have a 3-wheeler, you have a little more trouble doing that. Classically known as the baker's bike, the pizza delivery bike in this country traditionally. This can hold five large pizzas. Waterproof, lockable. It has, like the other one, it has a double kickstand, which gives security when you're loading it up so that it doesn't tip over. And both of these bikes, by the way, come with either a fiberglass container or an aluminum rack.
And away you go.
The solar electric vehicle, the panels charge the NiCad batteries that are in the back. It's got a 12 horsepower series electric motor running through a Honda 450 gearbox, a motorcycle engine that's been modified. Then alongside that, there's another motorcycle engine which represents the hybrid aspect that will be put in later. The idea of that is if you should run out of electricity, you can fire up a motorcycle motor and get home with it. Or you can put it in neutral and use that motor running through the gearbox in neutral, turning the electric motor as a generator to recharge the batteries. Anyway, that's basically the way it works. Primarily homemade. This is a homemade reversing switch. So that's reverse. This is regenerative braking. and that's forward. And this over here are MOSFET transistor controllers for the speed, and a fan to keep them cool. That's
industrial control. We manufacture a portable solar generator that'll put between 6 and 12 kilowatt hours a day, depending upon the model that you get. We use, you're looking at right now, some super insulated battery enclosures. We use aircraft insulation in them in order to average the daytime and nighttime temperatures out to keep the batteries from getting too hot. We've got an inverter in here that changes the DC to AC in the front enclosure, and a very large tracking array consisting of, on this model, 21 photovoltaic modules. And on this unit here, we can put out about 9 kilowatt hours a day in bright sunlight, 6 kilowatt hours a day in medium sunlight. We manufacture these in Washington State, and we use one of these year-round on our own home. The whole thing can be folded up, put it into a pickup truck, and transported anywhere in the world in less than 1 hour by one person. At the back of the unit, you'll see one of the jacks that we have for jacking the unit up. Jack that unit up over there, Jim, will you? Go ahead. Yeah. Anyways, the jacks are removable from the pockets, and it'll pick the entire unit up off the ground. This is capable of lifting it about 4 or 5 feet into the air. Put it right in the back of a pickup truck.
Executive Director of CalSEA, which is the California Solar Energy Industries Association. All of that means we're the nonprofit trade association for solar in California. And we work on legislation and work with the air quality boards to promote solar in California. So I'm just displaying today newsletters and membership directories and general information for the public so they know more about solar. That's it.
Looking at right now is the Kyocera and Photocom line of solar electric panels. The dark blue frameless module is one of our marine grade modules, and the module to its left is an industrial grade module. Both of these are considered unbreakable panels and have rather unique usages in high vandalism areas, solar electric automotive applications, things of that nature. Panels to the right are Kyocera panels, which are our main line of panels, and we act as Kyocera's North and South American distributor. Photocom's main focus is dealer support, and in supporting our dealers, giving the retail customer, the end user, the best value for their dollar in solar electric packages. Okay, taking a look at a couple of these new lanterns on the market. One is a Gold Star product, the yellow one to the left, and to the right the Kyocera lantern. Both of these products were developed for the camper, the hiker, the automotive camper, what have you. Someone who may need some light and is best suited with a small photovoltaic application.
Seems like you get so disgustingly dizzy.
The study of the building environment upon the health of people and the impact of buildings on the environment around it. There is an institute in Florida that licenses biobiologists in this country, and the principles of biobiology were developed in Germany. This is a subject that's taught in German architecture and engineering schools and has been for 25 years. It's now becoming important in the United States as more sick buildings are built from toxic building materials. It's very important to use low toxic building materials in new construction to avoid sick building syndrome. Your house can actually make you sick And my service, the product that I sell, is information about non-toxic building materials and how to avoid getting sick in your own home. Carpeting is one of the worst examples of a toxic material in the home. Carpeting produces all kinds of bad side effects for the individuals where new carpeting is installed. This is an example of a non-toxic home that was built for a chemically sensitive person who needed a safe, healing environment. It's located in the hills of Mendocino and has solar energy as its source of power.
Chrysler Spirit flexible fuel vehicle can run on anywhere between 85% and 0% methanol. You can't really tell by the engine, but the components are changed to stand up to the corrosiveness of methanol. Methanol is corrosive, but it burns 30 to 50% cleaner than any of the gasoline engines. It doesn't form ozone like gasoline vehicles, well, not in the extent that it does. There's 3 different auto manufacturers making methanol vehicles available next summer, Ford, Chrysler, and Chevrolet. The Energy Commission also has demonstration programs of natural gas, using natural gas, electricity, and methanol. There's compressed natural gas, some propane. Methanol is available at about 34 different stations in California right now, and it sells for about 83 cents a gallon, but takes almost twice as much methanol to go as far as a gallon of gas. But as I said, it is cleaner, and it is a transition to cleaner methods of transportation.
You want to get some milk?
You want me to?
Company, and this is our Eco Scoot. It's an electric scooter. It has a range of approximately 25 to 30 miles and a top speed of 30 miles per hour. It uses 2 22 NF car batteries. It's available for $19.99 from us. It has a built-in 110-volt charger and comes to a full charge in approximately 8 hours. Electric recumbent, we raced in the SEER race in Ukiah yesterday. It placed 3rd and has finished 1st and 2nd in a number of other races. It uses a 1-horsepower electric motor. Uses the same battery pack and controller as the electric Eco Scoots. Weighs approximately 105 pounds with the batteries. Has a top speed of about 35 miles per hour, and as it ran yesterday, will run a little bit over an hour.
We're showing our electric motor that we use in our motor scooters. We've decided to offer them for sale. This is a permanent magnet DC motor hooked up to our electronic controller, and this is attached to our throttle on our scooters, and this shows how this works. Is that enough?
Constructed by the physics department of Lewis and Clark College in Portland, Oregon. Tom Bennett is the project coordinator. It's a direct gain solar power vehicle. It runs all day on solar power. The solar power directly charges the batteries, which runs the car. As long as the sun's shining, the vehicle can run. Top speed is 17 miles an hour. Cruising speed is around 10, 12, 13 miles an hour. The vehicle weighs 220 pounds, and it can transport approximately 220 pounds as well.
Services. We sell electric vehicle conversion components, convert cars from gas to electric power. We have 5 different kits available that are certified by the state of California. Number 1 kit, we just panned past up here. You can convert a vehicle like a motorcycle or an ultralight kit car. We have adapter plates to be able to hook up electric motors to standard transmissions and drive lines in cars. We sell lots of publications. We give out a lot of free information about how to do electric conversions. And we have here what we call a kit number 3, which is very appropriate to converting a vehicle up to 3,000 pounds, such as a VW Rabbit. And it can drive a VW Rabbit with battery power in it up to speeds of almost 80 miles an hour. You can take it on a freeway, have a good workable range of 40 to 65 miles around town and freeway driving. And these kits are certified to the extent that if you install one, they would entitle you to $1,000 tax credit from the state. Nice to know that the state has a little bit of money that they can give us back for doing this. Plus, they're also exempt from sales tax, so there's a potential savings there that we all need to take advantage of. So let's make some electric cars and do that.
Well, this is called a canoe trimaran. The reason to build it like this is to preserve the good things that a canoe does. It portages, a person can carry it single-handedly. It paddles easily, which combines both wind and human power in one boat. I think better than any other kind of boat, because the paddle is so light, it comes to your hand so quickly that the sailing and paddling blend together. And car topping. This boat is made to disassemble and together. Both sides form the floats into the cross arm to make a nice easy package, and they ride side by side on a car. A very light, energy efficient car, and it's fine to haul this boat.
Actions booth, and we're a local Willits group that teaches and researches bio-intensive food raising methods, and we have gardens up on Pine Mountain. These are some books that we sell in our catalog because we have a mail order project also. We're working also with people in Mexico and in Kenya, specifically teaching them how to raise food without chemicals and without pesticides and without any kind of fancy machinery, and using mostly open pollinated seeds. Information for gardeners, catalogs, and over here in this table are our own publications that we've put out about gardening.
That's the real issue with me. If I'm going to grow plants under more marginal conditions.
By our organization, many written by local Willits folks.
Well, actually, I can't really scare you around. For appropriate technology at Humboldt State University. We're a demonstration home and research facility for appropriate technologies. It was started in 1978 by students, and it's funded entirely by students and maintained. 3 directors live in the home at a time to demonstrate the effectiveness of the systems, and with the aid of volunteers we maintain the organic gardens, the gray water systems, dry composting toilet, and other systems at the facility. We're concerned primarily with education and exchanging information, helping people to do things for themselves.
That's not our. There's a different deal from Mendocino. So we work together. This is 100% wool here. It's unbleached, undyed wool. It comes in about 8 colors. There's various colors. It has a woven back to it, and it's a real heavy kind of wool. This is sisal here, which is a grass fiber. It comes from a desert plant, and this is seagrass. These are made in China. This is a plant that obviously goes near the sea. This is sisal. This is coir. This is a coconut fiber. And these are wools also. Plush wools, and all these are natural linoleuns made from linseed oil, cork, tree resins, wood pulp, and clay and chalk pigments. They're made in Europe, and it's got about a 40-year life to it with no plastics.
Does anybody make it in the United States anymore?
Nope. It's down the road, up over the world, you know.
If you ever make it, you will. You said that nobody makes it in the United States anymore.
And this is pre-finished hardwood made for. It can be put on concrete floors. It's called a floating floor system, and it comes in planks. It's laminated.
You don't want it.
It can be inlaid with designs of any choice.
That's a real custom look there. We do a lot of just simple feature striping around kitchens and bathrooms with 2 and 3 colors. And it adds a nice touch to your home.
We're located in Willits, California, and we're in the business of setting up remote systems with electricity, remote locations with electrical power systems. It's a photovoltaic system including batteries, engine generators, and battery chargers. We prepackage systems and build them in our shop, and so to facilitate easy installation out in the field. We're here at the SEER 92 exhibition. We have several loads that we're powering off of our power system. We're in the business also of selling pellet stoves and wood stoves and clean burning sources of heat. And most lately we've added bicycles to our department. It's a form of alternative transportation. What you see in front of you here are just some prototype electric vehicles that we've collected over the years, just for show. And then there's little novelty items that are powered off the sun, like solar showers and basic photovoltaic panels. And down on the ground in front of you is a small hydroelectric system that you can use a small source of power to generate electrical power. And backup engine generators are a big part of our business too, so we have any size of engine generators from small to large. We power a small cabin or a large hospital.
Otherwise, it can't.
Booth here at the SEER Fair in 1992. We've had our booth here for the last 3 years. You saw the chrome dome there, which is a nice 30-foot dome which encompasses just about all of our products in here. We like to brag that we've been selling products for energy independence since 1978, and we have a smattering of just about everything we sell here. We emphasize the complete selection of solar energy products for the off-the-grid user. Everything from energy systems to composting toilets to solar outdoor lights, compact fluorescent lights for people living on the grid. We have solar showers. We have these 12-volt fans up in the ceiling that are keeping the booth cool. Instantaneous water heaters. We have solar hats. Lots of consumer items here. Over here we have a brand new item that's freshly imported here. These power stations here. Has a 6.5 amp hour battery. No car should be without one in the trunk. And the red one behind it has a 6.5 amp hour gel cell battery. It also has a 120 watt inverter inside of it that will power any of your small appliances, including televisions, VCRs, computers, and a portable folding solar panel that you can take with you backpacking or portable in your car. We have lots of kits for children over here. Solar energy wooden model kits, solar construction kits that are excellent for Christmas presents, 150 solar experiments. And if you want to move outside, we can show you some of our displays that we have outside. We have our alternative energy source book, which is considered the Bible in the alternative energy industry, and our catalogs, of which we send out 2 million a year. People can get a hold of a catalog by calling 800-762-7325, and they either get our Real Goods News here, or our color catalog, or our source book. Now over here we have our outdoor displays. You can see the toilet lid here, which is a device that when you flush it, the incoming water comes at the top of the sink. So rather than wasting water in sink water, you're using fresh water before it comes in the toilet. It's one of our best-selling new products. And right next to it we have the composting toilet,
Could I get some information on
which allows anyone to have a toilet system without a septic tank, and it'll run on either electric or with electricity. Over here to your right, you have the James washer, which is a hand washing machine.
It's a couple $100
that is a 12-volt washing machine.
That's okay. How about price list on this thing?
Solar energy packages, these photovoltaic panels, we sell 100 watts for either $389 or $319. That's only $3.19 a watt. which is a great price these days. And we have our instantaneous hot water heaters over here. Instantaneous hot water heaters, so that you don't need a tank water tank. All of our solar water pumps, hard inverters. We have these show special $59 for a 10-watt Pronar panel. And over here is one of our most popular new products. It's the most efficient solar domestic hot water heater in the world, made in the new vacuum tube technology. You get 20 gallons in one set, 40 gallons in two sets. It's the most cost-effective solar domestic hot water system available in this country now. You can install a complete gigantic system for only $2,500, or a smaller system for $995.
Ted and I here have put together the friendliest windmill in the world, and what we're trying to accomplish is to provide wind energy for people who want to utilize low tech. So we utilize bicycle wheels and very inexpensive materials to give people an opportunity to have very efficient wind energy at very low cost. And we're trying to provide kind of the wind equivalent of a photovoltaic panel. If people would like to have more energy, why, they can just add another unit, just as they would a photovoltaic panel. Example, right here we're using aluminum flashing cut with a paper cutter and attached to the back of the bicycle wheel with a bent nail, so that you can use bicycle wheels for wind energy. And this is an endless industrial belting using a computer tape drive surplus motor and PVC pipe construction. So you can see anybody can do it. It's a great windmill for all sorts of alternative energy uses, remote cabins, mobile homes, high school projects, you name it. But it's all very quiet. It's very non-threatening. The blades are non-aerodynamic, so that you don't have to worry about overspeed control and high winds, why the blades just flatten or the belt just spins. So very simple construction. See how they attach. That's about it. That we're using to do tests, and basically we've laminated the aluminum flashing so that we've extended the blades out further for more power, and we've created an adjustable venturi both front and back so that we can play around with different settings to see if we can augment the wind as it moves through the venturi, and by adjusting it front and back, we can optimize that in our testing process.
From PowerStar Products Incorporated. We're an inverter manufacturer in Cupertino, California. We make inverters that convert 12 volts DC power to 110 volts AC, and in addition we also make a 24 volt DC model. This right here is our UPG series. We have a 400 watt, a 700 watt, and a 1300 watt model. The UPG in the name stands for upgradable, which thus means if you want, you can start off and get a 400 watt model. Later you decide you need more power for your system, you can have it upgraded to 700 watts. And then of course from there you can go from 700 watts up to 1300 watts. The wattage rating of the UPG inverters is a continuous rating. These two have a peak power capacity of 3,000 watts, and the peak power on the 1300 is 6,000 watts. The cost of the upgrade on the UPGs is simply the retail price difference between the two models. Okay. These ones right here have both a standard AC receptacle, and they also have a hard wire clip. 1 and 2 are for your remote on and off switch, and 3, 4, and 5 are your 3 AC terminal points. And these, of course, right here are your DC input terminals, and those would hook directly up to your battery cable, your battery posts. Okay. The efficiency of our inverters is 90 to 98% efficiency across the full power range. This one right over here is our POW 200 inverter. It's currently in operation right now. As you can tell, it's not making any noise whatsoever, no vibration at all. What I'm demonstrating here is that if you want, you can run every single light in your house off of our POW 200 power inverter. Okay, this one right here hooks up to a standard cigarette lighter receptacle, and I'm running 12 compact fluorescent light bulbs off of this continuously at the same time. Okay, this right here it's just hooked up to a car battery underneath the table. This right over here is the 1500 watt model, and this is rated at 24 volts DC input. And as you can tell, you can operate your power tools off of it without any problems.
Yeah, I was watching the
Right, we still have to do that. Yeah. If the walls are less than 2 feet thick, or because the strength, the toppling over, there's a ratio between height and thickness. And as soon as you drop below a certain ratio, then you need the concrete. Oh, that's what that's for.
In other words, you see your cars on the road, they only have one people, so that's what we want to do. It's a commuter system, very aerodynamic, very energy efficient, about 32 cents of energy to travel 100 miles while you're going 100 miles an hour there. The concept is a big grid system, north-south going this way. Up here would be the east-west people, so you never have to stop. Like trains, unfortunately, because there's so many people on the train, you have to stop at every station. So even if you go 200 miles an hour, your average speed may be 100. So this concept here is very low cost. We're talking about robots to roll form this track using standard utility poles, and we can still meet the static loads, the dynamic loads, the seismic loads, because of all what we're doing is the lightweight, and it just keeps building and building. I'm Doug Malowicki. The company is Aero Visions Inc. in Irvine, California. 714 area 559-7113. Call for it, and it was lining up, I think. It's a 6-volt transfer. The problem is 12 volt.
My name is Todd King. I'm an educational consultant out of Arcata. I have this booth mainly for educating kids and youth, coloring and a pedal power generator and various portable photovoltaic units that I build. And I really think that educating the youth is really important. And I think it's one of the most effective things that we can do right now to help out not only the earth and ourselves and everybody else involved. And it looks like they're having lots of fun with this pedal power unit. Photovoltaic power supply that I build myself. It'll make the power with the photovoltaic. It'll store it in a battery. Then you can use it either DC or AC power through an inverter. You can monitor the power. You can regulate the power that comes in from the panel to the battery. And then you can power whatever you want. And here I'm powering the drill.
This machine is detox.
The nutrients from the bottom of your water by rotating a propeller which pulls these nutrients up, which mixes the pull the nutrients past the eco-floats on the bottom and mixes the nutrients up so that the microorganisms can feed off of them. Redwood bark filter, which is used to filter out water and nutrients. and it's put inside the planter box, which is below it, and then the nutrients, as they're broken down by the bacteria inside this chamber, filter out through, and then the trees that are shown behind it pick up those nutrients, use those nutrients in water, and will also absorb the inorganic materials that are present. And those inorganic materials are contained in the fiber of the wood, so that takes those heavy metals and things out of your food chain, which therefore they're not toxic to us anymore. You ready? And this is the which is filled by the solar pump pumping water up into it until it reaches a certain point, and then it dumps, which turbulates the water to the bottom of your pond, which brings back the materials that have settled to the bottom of the pond and brings them back in suspension so that they can be filtered through the floating wildlife wetland and therefore removed from the system.
This is Trace's new 2500 series. The model that you're looking at is the 2512. The big news is that they've now been ETL certified to UL standard 1778, which approves them for residential installation. They put out 2500 watts continuous at basically the same price as our old 2012 model. This is the 6th year that Trace has raised power without raising price. Some features are the fan is now an integral part. The AC connections have been made easier with 70 amp connections and tie downs. And the DC connections over here now have color-coded connection points with covers for them. We also have a special version for marine and RV installation that features ground switching, where the residential version has floating ground, which is to NEC approval for residential installation. The marine RV version has switching ground, which is recommended by the American Boating and Yachting Council and which meets RVIA standards for RV installation. They both produce 2500 watts. They're available in 12, 24, 32, 36, and 48 volt models.
Here are two UPM 880 modules from United Solar Systems Corp. There's a number of characteristics here that distinguish our modules from competitive crystalline type modules. The first is the lack of any glass, which adds to the durability of our product. You'll notice in our illustration here that we've got some bullet holes. Well, we don't recommend you put bullet holes in them, but the idea being, again, to illustrate how durable the modules really are. You'll notice, while we'd like to be in good sun, I've got good shade as opposed to good sun, but our products are shadow tolerant, and we have bypass diodes for each and every cell, which allow some energy to be produced and put into the battery bank. Also, our modules are somewhat flexible, so they stand up to wind load tests very well. Another key characteristic is our very hot temperature tolerance level. We go ahead and do not lose any power under good hot summer sun conditions, whereas competitive modules can lose as much as 15%. The proof of this, too, in terms of our shadow tolerance is we've got these modules under load in parallel, and I have a multimeter connected to show even under these adverse conditions, we're still putting at least 1/4 of an amp into the battery at this time. And that's a key thing, I think, to remember about the United Solar modules is our shadow tolerance, the durability of the product, the flexibility of the product, and the high temperature tolerance.
From J&J Golf Cart, Ukiah, California. And we feel very fortunate that we were able to exhibit here at the SEER Expo. There's a lot of good things going on, and we have great battery-run golf cars. Club Car is the name of the brand that we sell, and we've had a lot of people very interested in the electric cars.
Okay.
Food we just cooked in the solar cooker. This is some potatoes. I put them in there this morning at about 10, and they're in for about 5-6 hours. It takes about 4 or 5 hours to really cook them, although you can leave them in there for a longer period of time if you want. And they cook without any water, and then you just put them in whole and cook them. That's the way you cook vegetables with a solar cooker. It's really yummy. They keep a lot of their vitamins in there, and real tasty. So this is the solar cooker here. We've taken most of the pots out of it right now, but what happens is the sunlight, I'll put this one in for demonstration real quick. What happens is the sunlight comes through the glass, or hits the reflector, comes through the glass, hits the pan, and turns into heat. Now that heat is a different wavelength than the sunlight, and sunlight can go through the glass fine. Once it turns into heat, heat can't get through it as easily. So it's a bit like in your car when you leave it out in the sun. It's the greenhouse effect, basically. So what we're trying to do here is to store the energy, to keep the energy inside the box. So we have we have an insulated box. Basically what we have, here's a cutaway view of the box inside, and you have an inside box, a box within a box. And you have foil on the inside and the outside of the on both sides of the inside box, in here and here. And then you have foil on just on one side of the outside box, right in here. So 3 layers of foil, and then you can put scrumpled up in newspaper or other kinds of insulation in the walls to keep the heat in. Sort of a more fancy model of the same kind of cooker over there, the same kind of box. We're cooking some beans in here. Actually, maybe I should just get it out and show you real quick. We've got black beans. Put them in. Okay, it's going to be real hot here.
Ooh, smell that!
So you can see that those beans are just doing mighty fine. They're bubbling, they're spoiling actually here. Just barely. But usually I'd use a thing there. But, so black beans, we put them in dry this morning, and they should take about the whole day to cook. But I mean, beans take a long time to cook anyway, so by putting them in the cooker, you put them in and you just forget about them. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about overcooking them. Don't worry about burning them because they just don't get hot enough. So it's real easy to cook. No hassle cooking. It's someone next door here, but same principle, except he's just got rigid insulation in the walls and made it out of a chest, real simple, with a sheet of glass that's removable. You can just pick that up, and it works fine. I cooked some carrot cake in it today. Different, it's got multiple reflectors all the way around the outside, and they sometimes use a jar to cook it in, a jar painted black. Or you can put pots in here. This kind of cooker gets much hotter than the other ones. They get to about 350 degrees Fahrenheit. So it cooks faster, it needs to be focused and follow the sun more. So there's advantages and disadvantages to both kinds, but this is what's called a multiple.
A worm box for people who live in apartments or have houses with no yard waste. And what happens is the worms live here inside the box in a bedding of torn newspaper that's moistened and wet as a wrung out sponge. They eat my food scraps. You can see a bit of food here, some watermelon rinds and apples, cores. And they turn it into what this is, which is a high nitrogen worm casting fertilizer. And this is something you can add to your plants. Worms eat half their weight in garbage a day, so a pound of worms will eat half a pound of garbage in a day. They're called red wigglers, and they love things like coffee grounds and coffee filters. They love to eat, and they love the dark. They're quite happy in here to breed and eat up all your stuff and turn all the newspaper and kitchen scraps into fertilizer. They can turn an entire bin into worm castings in as little as 2.5 months, or you can just have it as a steady state system, adding your kitchen scraps off the counter every day and harvesting handfuls of castings when you need it for your plants on the house or in your garden. and it's a low-cost, economical way to compost at home, inside, with no smell, for people who don't have yard spaces or only want to compost their kitchen scraps.
Smell aluminum cans with it. It's good for burning bubble gum off of the sidewalk. You know how the bubble gum gets stuck on the sidewalk? Good for a lot of things, actually. Yeah, I saw you.
How often is that?
And Heating, who is the authorized installer in this area for the EHT Sigmund Radiant Heating and Cooling System. The Radiant Heating Cooling System offers many advantages such as comfort and low cost of operation. It functions as a unit that allows you to put chilled water or hot water through tubing, which is later embedded or encased within a lightweight concrete or gypped cover. You can use any type of floor surface, such as carpeting, bare concrete, hardwood floors, etc., as your surface material. You will find that it is the most comfortable system available today, offers a great deal of flexibility in both zoning and design applications, can be used both commercially, institutionally, as well as residentially. It is a system that is very compatible for the young and for senior citizens due to the ability to offer a safe, clean environment. It is also compatible with solar and/or other forms of natural heating and cooling.
It's a very practical product for your house. You can run small microwaves, TVs, VCR. All your home audio equipment. It's retails for about $4.99. So it's you just hook it up to your battery and converts DC power from your battery to AC, and you can run all your appliances off it. And this product over here is ProWatt 250. You just plug that into your car cigarette lighter, and you've got enough power to run like an IBM computer system or an Apple computer system. Again, a lot of your home audio equipment and small home appliances such as mixers and blenders and things like that. And then we have an international version that'll put out 220 at 50 hertz from 12 volts. And then a little further on, we've got the ProWatt 125. It also takes 12 volts up to 110, and you can run TVs and VCRs and some small computers and rechargeable batteries and for your VCR camcorders and laptop computers. And then if you want to do a bigger installation and run everything that you might want to plug in your house, you'd be looking at our ProWatt 1500. And you can plug in full-size microwaves, some 110 volt washers, almost any appliance that you can plug into a house you can power from the outlet on here.
Stoves that are EPA certified to emit very, very few particulates of emission, means clean air, also means more heat production for the home. This one is the Whitfield Prodigy 2 pellet stove. It'll heat up to 1,000 square feet. It burns compressed sawdust wood pellets. Can you handle that? And it automatically feeds itself after you light it, and it'll burn for up to 25 hours on a load of pellets. And there is no smoke coming out the exhaust. Very, very clean. Okay, here's the exhaust. Nothing there. No smoke. Nothing. All right. This is the Photron power chest. It gives you power in a box. It's got gel cell batteries, 180 amp hour. This one is equipped with a Trace 812 SB inverter. It's got the Photron metering system in it, breakers in it for safety. It's got DC charging in for your photovoltaic array, DC power out for your cellular phone or tools or whatever you want to do, AC power out for we're powering the pellet stove with it. This is an example of the Vermont Castings wood stove line. This is the Intrepid 2. It's rated to heat up to 800 square feet. You can load it from the front, and you can paint it from the top in enamel colors or classic black. You can also get the porcelain stovepipe that matches the stove. EPA certified, clean burning, highly efficient, and very nice looking too, made by Vermont Castings in Randolph, Vermont. This is our photo gallery of the various installations, things that we've done, and sort of indicating the various products that we sell and how we've installed them. Solar water pumping, hydronic heating, wood stoves, pellet stoves, window quilts, solar hot water here and here, solar water pumping. Heat transfer system that heats a glycol-based fluid in the solar panel. And the heat is exchanged. This counterflow heat exchanger uses a pump system, produces about 44,000 BTUs a day of hot water for your house. Very efficient, very reliable, easy to handle, easy to mount. They've been in business a long time. It's a real good company. Heliodine.
Basically handles all manufacturers, all products. We try to keep a wide variety of different modules and equipment available. Our main, let's say, product is service and well-designed photovoltaic systems. That's what I think our main offering to the public is. We do water pumping, home power systems, communication phone systems. We also do some lighting systems. Our main thing is we want to back up our products and back up our systems, back up the designs. If someone has a problem, we can take care of it in a personal way very quickly.
It's located near Yosemite in North Fork, California. Our phone number is 209-877-7080.
Square foot house building kit, and that's an example of what size or type that you can build, but you can build anything. They're very free form. And then we have a larger kit. It's a 1,000 square foot building kit, and it enables you to get into the big stuff and actually build and create your own dream house prototype in 1/2 inch to 1 foot scale. It helps you in terms of pre-visualizing your house and what you want out of it, and at the same time learning what you're doing and learning how to build a house, because it's something you need to know. For kids, it's ended up being an exceptional educational tool, so you could actually turn a kid onto architecture or carpentry at very young ages, where before they really never had the opportunity until they were adults. So that's one thing we're really excited about. I'm learning right now how to build barns. I just had someone come and tell me that I still need to learn a little bit more, but that's what it's all about. But it's a lot of fun, and you can really hone in and zero in on really what you're looking for. That it's all sectional, so that when you're all done, you can actually tell everybody what you've done, and so that you don't have to hide everything. And you can build it so the roofs come off, and you can build it so the interior and all the inside comes off too if you want. So that's about it.
Is a Brutus by Dynamo Corporation. It's a Brutus 2400 watt sine wave, pure sine wave inverter. A show special price of $19.95, regular price of $22.95. This inverter is capable of operating all types of home appliances, putting out clean, pure sine wave output. It has a capability of a 10.5 kW surge for operating inductive load motors. It has an efficiency of around 80 to 85%. If we go down here, you'll notice we have a standard setup here incorporating a deep cycle 12 volt batteries. This inverter is in a 12 volt or 24 volt option, or capability I should say. We can take the 12 volts from a battery, run it through the inputs either from the front or from the back, and produce 120 volts pure sine wave frequency and voltage controlled AC power.
Also available in 240 volt option if that's something you require. We also have on the far left we have a 7-watt fluorescent lamp operating right now, and we can also run a 8,000 watt surge or 3/4 horsepower compressor, which the inverter operates with very much ease, no problem at all.
The replacement burner for the old Cervell models. I manufacture them here locally because the demand for the parts for the old one exceeded the availability of used parts, so now I manufacture them. I have rebuilt temperature controls, and I also have service manuals for people who are able to maintain their old Cervells themselves. And I do quite a bit of mail order business for this stuff, so if parts are needed, they can phone in and we can ship them right out the same day. Also, I'm a local appliance dealer. I supply a lot of off-the-grid appliances in the way of instant water heaters. Gas refrigeration is my specialty, especially the old units. And we have a lot of new products, and we also have propane-powered deep freezers available now. Oven ranges with pilots so they don't require electricity. And all of these items will work without electricity, so they're compatible with cabin and off-the-grid living. Is a propane-powered ice chest that will run on 12 volt, 110 or gas. It's real handy for camping, pretty small. But what it can be done is it can be plugged into a cigarette lighter while you're driving, or plugged into your house current while you're cooling it off to get you ready to go on a camping trip. And when you reach the area that you're going, it'll run on a little 1-pound cylinder for 48 hours. So it's kind of handy if you don't want to have to go and pick up ice while you're out in the middle of the hills.
You've already asked me to do something about it. Already asked your mom to do something about it. We said, we're not doing anything about it. Then you can place it.
I'll talk while you're... What we're introducing here are laminated cedar timbers made from inland cedar grown in Idaho. Cedar is a very natural, environmentally perfect building material. It costs half as much to heat a house with cedar timbers as any other building material. It exceeds or meets all of the building codes, and we can design and build any style home there is. It's a beautiful material, and all the timbers are put together without nails. It's stacked and glued. Our packages come from the factory pre-cut, and everything is assembled by 2 men in a matter of days, depending on the style. The costs would be competitive with standard frame construction because all of the insulation is in the cedar timber. There's no sheetrock or framing or insulation required. It has an R factor of R22. It has a 2-hour fire rating, and it meets and exceeds all of the seismic requirements for earthquake. It's a beautiful material, and what we're introducing for the first time with this product is that it's affordable, the same as any other constructed house.
I heard the car that
Are built by Small Power Systems. It only tracks in one axis, but it captures 95% of the available sunlight. It's well built, sturdily built, and will hold 16 panels. Tracker, which is a self-powered 2-axis tracker that we put together for demonstration and educational use. It demonstrates that present has a parabolic mirror in it that will power a small steam engine.
Charles, will you meet Beth at the Pavilion, please? Charles.
Technology Institute is a nonprofit school. It was formed out of the Colorado Mountain College Solar Retrofit program that was started in the early 80s in Colorado. The STI itself is now 1 year old. It's a regular 501c3 organization. It's set up that way so that the technology can be transferred to the developing world. STI is struggling to come up with grants and funding in order to do programs in Latin America. There's a little bit being done in Africa as well.
We're a journal about producing your own power in the home. It's very hands-on. Magazine that cover product reviews, refrigerators, and the latest control or inverter battery for your system. We test equipment and write that up. We also cover systems from all over the United States. Wind systems in Pennsylvania to solar homes in California and Montana. We produce the magazine off solar and wind power. And we live out in the country, and that's the only way we can get power. We're about 8 miles away from utility lines.
If we do use it, then we'll give you a t-shirt.
Karen and Richard made the decision to produce their own power when they bought the place.
Thank you.
And then they decided to write about it. They've been doing that for about 5 years now.
Right.
Lead acid battery. It's the original design from Volta, 1859. AT&T Bell Laboratories re-engineered Volta's battery, and this is what came of it. It uses much less water. Water additions are between 5 and 10 years. You don't need to use a hydrometer. It's virtually a maintenance-free battery. You simply look at the color of the bars, and they change color with state of charge. They'll be glitter colored or gray when they're in a discharged state. When they come back nice and black and very few crystalline, you're at 100% state of charge, making this virtually, like I said, a maintenance-free battery.
Can you be shy of the camera? Are you standing around We carry a full line of equipment that anybody should need to outfit a remote home, and that means not just solar electric, but all the details that go with it. Composting toilets, hot tub heaters fired by wood, hydroelectric. Any remote home should have energy efficient appliances, so we have energy efficient refrigerators, energy efficient lighting. Solar water pumping is a real big one. Even people with grid power are getting solar water pumping. Composting toilets, instantaneous hot water heaters. Anything to keep your house efficient, which a lot of those things apply to people on a grid too, not just remote homes.
This is Electro Automotive from Felton, California, in business selling electric vehicle conversion components since 1979. Business is located at P.O. Box 1113, Felton, California, 95018. Phone number is 408-429-1989. We supply conversion components and kits to convert gas and diesel cars to electric power for most small cars and light pickup trucks, either individual components or complete kits. Conversion kits are certified in the state of California for sales tax exemption and income tax credits. The latest kit is the Volts Rabbit kit, which is a bolt-in kit for converting a Rabbit to electric power in 32 hours. I don't really have anything to say about the t-shirt. I'm sorry. We also supply videotapes and books that are instructional for doing conversions or building solar electric race cars. We have a complete conversion manual. We have a complete range of components for converting cars to electric power.
Hi, I'm Jack Boone with Integrated Energy Solutions at the SEER Fair 92. It's our pleasure to be here and present our service to the renewable energy world globally. We have some really good products that we like to market, and I'd like to show you some of those. Integrated Energy Solutions concentrates on renewable energy for transportation and portable energy. The El Burro electric work utility vehicle has a manual dump bed on it. You can work about 2 hours a day with this. It'll carry 6 people, carry 500 pounds and 2 people payload. 2 solar panels on the roof, trickle charges all day, and then you can bring it back to the central power base and recharge it at night. It will climb a 3-degree slope with 500 pounds on it, and I've driven it up a 10-degree slope with just myself on it. Of course, that's not the total ideal use for it. We've connected a pump to the El Burro to take it to the field and pump water. In this instance, a horse tank to water the stock. The energy that's providing the power to the batteries of the El Burro are the Midway Labs power source modules. These using the concentrator technology rated at 260 watts per array. That's a total of 4 modules in the array. That's at 12 volts, delivering approximately 8 amps. Manufactured by Burkhardt Turbines, one of the principal manufacturing groups of Integrated Energy Solutions. Takes the low-tech with in a kit form with a tank and insulation and some electronics so you can utilize excess energy from the rest of your system. It can serve as a preheater or a heater in itself. We put 68-degree water in it, and after 2 hours we had over 100-degree water, and that remained until sundown. Burkhardt Mini Hydroelectric Turbine manufactured. The Burkhardt Mini Hydroelectric Turbine is manufactured and marketed by Integrated Energy Solutions. This turbine works best in heads of 40 to 120 feet and can produce up to 1,500 watts of energy and is ideal for a joint installation with the power source module. Energy Solution comprised of 3 principals, John Takis, Ned Harwood, and Jack Boone, and of course our premier marketing company, design and marketing company, Headstrong Designs, come together to provide integrated energy solutions for day-to-day problems. Our phone fax number is 707-459-0730. 707-459-0730 for total integrated energy solutions to your day-to-day problems, using renewable energy for a better quality of life.
I'm Chuck Bennett with Vanner Incorporated. We're in Hilliard, Ohio. The telephone number 614-771-2718. We're a manufacturer of power conversion equipment. One of our primary products is our line of DC to AC power inverters. We have over 24 different models ranging from a little over 100 watts to 5,000 watts. We also have a product line of DC to DC converters, including our battery equalizer, which are used for dual voltage 12 and 24 volt systems. One of our new products is our 3,300 watt power inverter, which has 3,300 watts continuous power with 4,000 watt 30-minute rating and 11,500 instantaneous or 3-second surge rating.
My name is Will Fidroff. I have started a company called Phase Change Products. We produce these Econodomes, and what they are is pre-cut pieces that form a dome. You put them together just like you would put together any puzzle. It's easy to do. The parts are all labeled, and we'll provide you with all the directions to make your own low-cost dome home. It's our aim to help you to be able to convert one of these dome frames to a finished dome home for less money or with less impact on the environment than is possible with any other sort of dome home. You're looking at the door right now. The door is just made by taking out one of the triangles. You can add a dormer, which would be covering over the door by just putting a piece of plywood on either side. It's easy to do. If you buy one of these kits from you, we'll give you all the information you need. And we also offer support in that if you have any other questions, we can help you out on the telephone. You'll get all the boards that are all pre-cut and all the screws and everything you need if you order one of these kits from us.
Hi, I'm Terry Boyce with BBT, and we're located in Felton, California. This good-looking lady down here is Vicki, and our phone number to reach us for information on solar products is 1-800-559-1209. So feel free to call us anytime, and I'll help you any way I can to make your life easier and better with our solar products. This is the flexible MBC 131 solar battery charger from Unisolar. Puts out 5.5 watts at 15.6 volts, 0.35 amps. It retails for $159. This is one of our items, along with other larger flexible solar panels. i7700 is a portable battery car booster that's designed to plug into your cigarette lighter, supplies 40 milliamps of continuous power to help your battery stay at a full charge. This is the Missile AR206. It's a portable car alarm. It has a remote on and off that's good to 30 feet with a 9-volt battery backup if it's unplugged from your cigarette lighter. It also has an indicator light that tells you if it's operating properly. Distributor for Photocom Incorporated and all their fine solar products. So if you have any questions that we can help you out with, call our 800 number, 800-559-1209. Thanks a lot.
New Concepts Engineering is a full-line distributor and manufacturer of parts used to convert a gasoline car or truck to electric. We also provide advice and assistance to you or your mechanic to properly design your car into a truly roadworthy electric automobile.
Have fun now. Hi, you guys. I know.
Our new product, the Phaser DV, a new lightweight battery charger that replaces the old and heavy chargers used in the past. Our new product, the Phaser DV, a new lightweight battery charger that replaces the old and heavy chargers used in the past.
My name is Bruce Mealand, and I have a small company called Solar Land, and it is located in Bend, Oregon, where I live. And I'm in the process of marketing a solar-powered vehicle. In other words, what you see here is a recumbent bicycle attached to a unit that has 2 wheels, 4 batteries, a high-tech motor, and a very high-tech controller. And it's actually a solar motorcycle, but it's actually 3 wheels. And this is my 3rd year at SEER. And each year I've made improvements on it, and I think I'm to a point where I have a vehicle that's a marketable piece of transportation that has the right amount of solar panels, that has the right amount of batteries for a commuter vehicle. I just won my division in the Tour Mendocino here in Willits for SEER 92. I completed 45 miles and still had battery charge to spare, so it has proved itself as far as speed and distance. And we will be marketing a kit sometime this fall, and it will the kit will sell for about $3,500. That's not including the solar panels on the roof. You can call my number in Bend, area code 503-381-908 for some more information. I also publish a magazine. It's called Electrifying Times. It deals exclusively with races and rallies and alternate energy events, mainly related to transportation. I have produced 2 publications so far. One extensively covered the Phoenix 500 last April. It was actually the Solar and Electric 500. And it got rave reviews from the people that sponsored it. They said it was the most in-depth reporting of the race of any other publication. And I have these, and I'm selling these magazines. There will be a series of 3 this year covering all the events, including SEER, the Utah Challenge, the Pikes Peaks Challenge, the Electric Grand Prix in Pasadena, or Long Beach, pardon me, Long Beach to Santa Monica, and it will come out, the 3rd of the 3 editions will come out sometime in November, and all 3 together will sell for $6. So if you're interested either in my solar recumbent or in the Electrifying Times, contact me again, Bruce Meeland, Solar Land, 63600 Deschutes Road, Bend, Oregon, 97701, area code 503-388-1908. Got a squeaky brake.
Hello, I'm Gary Shimoleski with Exeltech of Fort Worth, Texas. We can be reached at toll-free 800-886-4683. We manufacture a line of true sine wave power inverters specifically designed to run electronic loads. Models are available from 250 watts to 2 kilowatts, with 5 kilowatts available on special order. Also, any input voltage is available from 12 to 120 volts input.
John Takis, one of the principals of Integrated Energy Solutions, designed and constructed this electric automobile I'm sitting in. It's designed to run as a commuter car, 55 to 60 miles per hour, and it's highway safe, it's highway accredited, and the creation of this wonderful vehicle must pay a tribute to SEER because of their inspiration and the vision that brought this together. And 2 months ago, this was on the blackboard in a chalk form. Today, it drove around the SEER track. Another advantage of Integrated Energy Solutions at Jack Boone & Associates, 707-459-0730, fax or phone. Happy Solar.